So, ihr Lieben, es geht direkt weiter für mich. Ich kann einfach nicht aufhören. Ich möchte unbedingt wissen, wie es weitergeht. Was denn jetzt dieses furchtbare Geheimnis in diesem Grab ist, was dafür gesorgt hat, dass ihr Vater quasi disabled geworden ist oder querschnittsgelähmt oder ja, wie auch immer, so in der Art, ne? Also das muss ja was richtig Krasses sein. Huch, Wally?
This young fellow looks miserable. Hello, Wally.
Go away! You gave the doll back to my sister.
It wasn't very nice of you to bury her favourite toy, Wally.
I gave it to the fair folk, and you stole it back from them.
You don't really believe in fairies, do you? You're old enough to know better.
They're real, and thanks to you, I'm cursed.
There's no such thing as curses either, Wally.
Go away!
Hello, Wally.
Go away! I don't want to talk to you.
Der hat aber eine schrille Stimme.
Look at it writhing away.
Kann ich den nehmen?
You're coming with me, little fellow. I shall name you Kenneth.
Oh, lol.
I've already taken one.
Okay. Oh, und weg war er. Alles klar. Kann ich die...
This is where I dug up Jane's ragdoll.
Ja, okay. Ich frage mich, was mit diesem blonden Mädchen
Hello?
ist, wenn man vom Teufel spricht.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes?
Did you see a young girl with blonde hair pass by here?
No, lass. There you are. Are you Thomasina Bateman?
That's my name.
How marvellous. It's me, Leonard Shaw.
Was?
Heavens! I'd given up on finding you.
Please take a seat, Miss Bateman. We have much to discuss.
Was?
You've
Warum?
proven to be quite the enigma, Mr. Shoulder.
I'm mortified. I offer you 1,000 apologies. You see, I've been bound to me bed these past few days with a terrible fever.
How dreadful. I take it you're feeling better now?
Aye, I were on me way to find you when I stopped here to catch me breath. I've not much go in me these days.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I were worried you'd have given up on me and left town.
I had no idea what had become of you, Mr. Shoulder. I spent a good amount of time pounding on your front door.
I'm embarrassed, I really am. I've been doing my best to sleep through the fever. I am so very sorry. Please accept my apology, Miss Bateman.
Fine, Mr. Shoulder. I've come all this way. Let us speak of the business at hand.
Marvellous.
I've just learned that my father was part of a previous excavation of Hobbs Barrow some 25 years ago. Why didn't you mention this in your letter?
What? Where did you hear that?
I have my means.
I swear, Miss Bateman, I had no idea.
I take it you will also deny delivering me my father's journal?
I'm confused. What journal?
My father's journal was slipped under my door at the Plough and Furrow. It wasn't you who did this.
I've been bound to me bed, lass. What an extraordinary coincidence. You are following in your father's footsteps.
It would seem so, Mr. Shoulder.
Höchst zweifelhaft und irgendwie traue ich dem nicht und das kann ich gar nicht glauben, echt.
Why did you invite me to excavate Hobbs Barrow?
I've always been curious about the colourful folklore surrounding the place. My father
Klar.
told me all sorts of stories about it when I were a wee fellow. Stories that some folk around here take a little too seriously, especially after those lads entered the barrow a while back.
How did you know about me?
I saw your interview in the Bakewell Times. A young lady travelling about the land, digging up barrows. Perfect for the job.
But why do you wish to excavate the barrow?
I want to see what those lads found in there. My curiosity has grown over the years, and now it is time for the mystery to be solved.
I must say I am rather eager to find out what's in there myself. Mr. Bryden has given me permission to excavate Hobbs' barrow.
Marvelous. I'm sorry you've had to sort all this out in my absence. When do we start?
Tomorrow, I hope. But first I need to recruit some locals to assist with the dig. It's too much work for me to do on my own.
I see. Bewley has its fair share of strapping young lads. You'll find assistance, Miss Bateman.
Das Ding ist halt natürlich auch, er wird da nicht mitgraben, er wird vielleicht draußen in Sicherheit stehen. Also, dass er da irgendwie neugierig ist, okay, aber er hat halt überhaupt kein Risiko darin, so, ne? Sondern er sucht sich quasi eine junge Person, die zufälligerweise da auch noch, deren Vater das zuerst damals gemacht hat. Und die trägt dann das ganze Risiko, falls da irgendwie ein Fluch drin ist, wie tut eigentlich Amuns Grab oder so quasi so, ne? Dann wird sie das befallen und er kann dann draußen stehen und seine Neugierde wird befriedigt oder was. Ich finde das irgendwie sehr unglaubwürdig irgendwie. Also da steckt ein Mehr dahinter. Das kann nicht sein.
Did you know my father?
I don't believe so. What's his name?
William Bateman. He was in Bewley for at least a few days, from my understanding.
I'm sorry, lass. The name doesn't ring a bell.
Are you sure you had no idea of my father's involvement in the previous excavation?
I'm quite sure. A most fascinating coincidence, but nothing more than that.
Klar.
I'm starting to wonder if it's more than mere coincidence, Mr. Shoulder.
Miss Bateman, I did not take you for a credulous individual.
I'm none of the sort. What can you tell me about the previous excavation of Hobbs' barrow?
Oh, it were 25 years ago, or thereabout. Back then, Bewley were undergoing a period of great strife. Samuel Bryden hadn't harvested a single crop for 2 seasons. Even Hernwood was sick. Berries went to rot almost as quickly as they grew. Folks started to believe the ground were blighted. Disease spread through the livestock too. People were going hungry, a panic set in.
That sounds terrible.
Aye, but I managed to keep myself fed. These things happen in nature, but the blame for it all fell on Hobbs' barrow. It was long said that a goblin made his home there. A rumor took root that the goblin were not best pleased with the villagers. In revenge for some unperceived slight, the goblin placed a curse on the soil itself. The villagers believed that ridding the barrow of its lodger would put an end to it all.
Hogwash. My father would have paid no heed to such tales.
Whether it were his intent to join the excavation when coming here, I do not know. But whatever it were that Samuel Bryden and those lads did inside that barrow, people say it did the trick. The crop started to grow back, and health returned to the livestock. Bewley were no longer in the grip of dark forces. You must understand, folk here are a superstitious lot. They don't want you disturbing whatever it were those lads did. As far as the villagers are concerned, the problem were fixed. The thought of another excavation must be conjuring panic that you'll undo whatever it were they did.
Aha,
This does explain a lot.
ja.
And it's also why I'd venture nobody around here wants you to touch the place.
Except for you.
I want to know what's there.
Surely you don't believe these tales of goblins and curses to be true.
Not at all. However, I suspect those lads did find something in the barrow. But did it have any connection to failing crops and dying livestock? No. I can assure you there's nothing to fear. Coincidence reigns supreme.
So what do you think they found?
That is for us to discover, Miss Bateman.
Who was the third man who joined my father and Mr. Bryden on the
Gute
excavation?
Frage.
I'm afraid I don't know. Although I'd heard about the excavation and I were intrigued by it, I mostly stayed at home during that time. The atmosphere in the village was rather too tense for my liking. And besides, the excavation were undertaken with an air of mystery about it.
Fadenscheinig alles, echt.
Tell me more of this folklore you mention.
It is said But Hobbs Barrow is home to a goblin. Everyone in Bewley has some version or another of this story. But the version my father told me as a child described the barrow as a thin place. The goblin were deemed to be the guardian of this so-called thin place.
Tell me more about this goblin.
Some said he were a mischievous little mite, snatching newborn lambs and smashing windows with pebbles. Others said he were friendly, there to lend a helping hand in times of strife. The latter of which makes it all the more surprising as to why the previous excavation took place. My father's stories put the goblin in the mischievous category. Sacksnot, he called the creature. I recall one such anecdote, that Sacksnot entered Bewley and ordered a pair of boots to be made by the cobbler. However, when collecting them, he insisted on paying for them with a bag of sow's teeth. The cobbler was so scared of angering the goblin that he accepted.
A colourful tale indeed, Mr. Shoulder. Has any explanation been offered for why this Sacksnot cursed the soil?
Your guess is as good as mine, lass.
What is a thin place?
A place where one can walk between worlds, where the flesh meets the spirit world. Just superstition, of course, as you will know.
I had a peculiar dream last night. I met a creature at Hobbs Barrow. I suppose you might say it was a goblin. It told me it had saved my father from trouble inside Hobbs Barrow. I'll admit the coincidence of this is somewhat astounding.
A remarkable coincidence, but nothing more than that.
But there is still one thing that puzzles me. The goblin told me proof of its claims would await me in the morning. Surely enough, I awoke to find that my father's journal had appeared in my room.
Very queer indeed.
Mr. Shoulder, you invited me here, to a town I'd never heard of, only for me to discover that my own father was here 25 years before. And not only that, but that he was also embroiled in some sort of superstitious hysteria which goes against everything he ever taught me. Something is wrong here. This must be more than mere coincidence.
It's strange, I'll give you that. But please remember who you are, Miss Bateman.
Was weiß er denn so genau davon, wer sie ist? Beziehungsweise, was weiß er denn wirklich davon, was ihr in der Jugend gesagt wurde? Wieso weiß er so viel? Oder wie kann er das sagen, quasi?
This is my father's journal.
Incredible. Can I look inside?
You may.
Look at these drawings. Wonder what it all means.
You and I both. It all feels very out of character for my father.
I'm sure you'll find the answers beneath the soil, Miss Bateman.
Dass er sie so dazu drängt. Vielleicht hat er ja will er sich ja rächen an dem Dorf und er möchte wirklich, dass das wieder rückgängig gemacht wird, dass es da dem Land wieder schlecht geht und die Kühe wieder sterben und so. Oder, ja, man weiß es nicht, aber ich meine, der Goblin hat ja auch gesagt, er kann ihrem Vater helfen. Wer weiß, vielleicht geht das alles gut aus aber, naja, wir werden sehen.
What do you make of these strange stones, Mr. Shoulder? They seem to originate from the previous excavation. One belonged to my father, the other to Samuel Bryden.
Marvelous things. They look ancient.
I agree. I've never seen anything like them in all my digs. Is this your glove?
I've been looking all over for that. Where did you find it?
In the alley behind the plough and furrow on the night of my arrival. Were you there?
As I say, I've been bedbound for several
Wir haben dich
days,
doch
Miss
gesehen.
How odd.
Bateman. Can I please have it back?
Here.
Thank you.
Du lügst, echt. Wir haben ihn gesehen.
We're peas of the same pod, Miss Bateman. I knew you wouldn't be frightened by a few old stories. It will be interesting to see what those lads found in there.
Certainly.
Thank you so very much for responding to my letter and for coming here. We have some great discoveries to make, you and I.
I sincerely hope so.
And a chance to follow in your father's footsteps. Right, time for me to shift these old bones. I'm to take me a spot of the plough and furrow. I'll be there all night should you need me assistance.
Thank you, Mr. Shoulder.
I'm sorry again for giving you the runaround. I promise I am not beyond redemption. I won't let you down again. See you soon.
Ich hoffe nicht, dass sie so endet wie ihr Vater.
I'm starting to wonder if Mr. Shoulder even existed.
Immer dieses in die Fußstapfen ihres Vaters treten, wenn das dann bedeutet, dass sie dann auch bettlägerig und ohne Sprachfähigkeit da niederliegt für den Rest ihres Lebens. Ich glaube nicht, dass das so erstrebenswert ist.
The day was starting to test me. The word coincidence felt insufficient to explain what was happening. It was after that first conversation with Leonard's Shoulder that I started entertaining thoughts of a truly irrational nature. What if my dream wasn't just a dream? What if it was all more than simple coincidence? What if that thing really could help my father? Good day, little one. Hello? What's this? A fiddle bow? There's no string.
War das nicht, da ist doch der Teufelszeh, ne? Ist das nicht der Ort, wo die Tochter des Goblins auf ihrer Flöte spielen soll? Aber die hat das ist doch eine Geige, ne?
My name is Thomasina.
Trotzdem.
What's yours? Don't be shy. I don't mean you any harm. What are you doing out here all alone on the moors? Do you live here? Would you like me to fix your bow so you can play your fiddle again? Yes? Hey!
Und Roma haben auch schwarze Haare eigentlich, ne? Deswegen,
Most peculiar. Perhaps I can mend the bow for her. If memories of my childhood violin lessons serve me right, bowstring is made from animal hair, coated in a waxy resin. The strings don't vibrate without it.
Okay, das Resin haben wir schon. Aber Haar brauchen wir noch. Hier war nichts, ne? Irgendwie.
A carved stone has been affixed to the door. I think it depicts a crescent moon. It's bolted onto the door itself.
Kann ich das vielleicht hiermit machen?
That is not coming off.
Na gut, dann geht's halt nicht. Ein Wurm. Ich habe ein Knife.
That is not coming off.
Okay. Ach ja, die Sachen hat er jetzt abgenommen. Kann ich das Huhn töten?
I do not wish to harass the hen.
Okay, alles klar. Naja, ich konnte ja mal gucken. Ne? Reingehen kann ich natürlich auch nicht. Nee, der ist ja gar nicht da. Ja. Oder warte mal, machen wir mal den schnellen Weg. Gehen wir mal von der Richtung wieder. Vielleicht ist irgendwer Neues. Vielleicht ist Cyril da. Nee, ist er nicht. Vielleicht kann ich da mal... Ach, er ist weg. Okay. Sind die da jetzt drin? Nein, sind sie nicht. Okay. Aha, es ist Markttag. Reden wir mal mit allen.
Miss Tompkins looks more anxious every time I see her.
Das ist die Dienerin von dem Lord.
Hello, Miss Tompkins.
Hello.
We weren't introduced earlier. My
Oder
name's Thomasina.
Mom?
Hausdame oder so.
How do you fare, Miss Tompkins?
I'm waiting for Mr. Ambrose. Have you seen him?
Who's that?
The milkman. Miss Fenchurch will be ever so cross if I've no milk for his lordship.
I'm afraid I haven't
Marked.
seen him. You are in the employ of Lord Panswick.
Aye, he employs Arthur Bewley in one way or another.
I'm in need of some help for my excavation. Do you think his lordship could lend me some of his labourers?
Maybe.
Might you introduce me to him?
Sorry, Ma'am, but his lordship doesn't take visitors. Any road, I must wait here for Mr. Ambrose. Miss Fenchurch will be ever so cross if I've no milk for his lordship.
Hast du schon gesagt.
If Mr. Ambrose doesn't turn up, and I find you some milk, would you be able to introduce me to Lord Panswick?
His lordship really doesn't like visitors, Ma'am.
I'll take the risk.
Miss Fenchurch will be cross with me. But she'll be even crosser if I come back without fresh milk.
So, do we have a deal?
Aye, bring me some milk and I'll take you to his lordship.
Aha.
Thank you.
But hopefully Mr. Ambrose will arrive soon.
Have you been waiting long for Mr. Ambrose?
Aye, he should have been here a good 2 hours ago. He's here every market day, you see. He sells only the freshest milk. Miss Fenchurch swears by it. I hope misfortune hasn't befallen him on his way here.
I'm sure he will turn up.
Oh, I hope so.
Ja, du Schnurzelkatze.
Are you familiar with Hobbs' barrow?
What's that?
Never mind. What do you make of these stones?
Oh, gives me the creeps.
Why?
Dunno, just a feeling.
Who is Miss Fenchurch?
His lordship's housekeeper.
I'll let you know if I find some fresh milk.
Thank you, ma'am. But tell me if you see Mr. Ambrose, won't you?
I will.
Also, wir kriegen bestimmt Milch von der Ziege, von dem von dem Hof da, von der grantigen Ziege.
He's selling an assortment of greasy meat pies and Scotch eggs.
Can I interest you in a pie? Finest mutton in all the county. 2p each.
No, thank you.
You're missing out.
Okay.
A jolly-looking fellow. He'd make a fine snake oil salesman. Good day.
Freshly picked apples, miss. Would you like to try one on the house, like?
Yes, please.
Here you are, miss.
Da sag ich nicht
The
nein.
apple looks somewhat rotten. It's riddled with holes.
Wenn da Löcher drin sind, dann kommen da bestimmt Würmer rein.
The worm has found a new home
Ja.
within the holes of the rotten apple.
Ist doch sogar noch besser als die Erde, oder? Naja, nicht ganz.
Tins of corned beef.
Oh
Ghastly.
Gott, das finde ich ja so eklig.
Various chards and beets. The box is full of various sprouts and onions. Nothing particularly tempting.
Tins, Herbs.
She is selling various herbs, some familiar looking, some not. She is selling
Okay.
She looks rather grumpy.
Die war auch vorhin ein bisschen unfreundlich, ne?
Good day.
Fresh produce.
What have you got for sale?
I'm selling meat, vegetables, and all sorts of herbs and things. You're welcome to have a gander.
I'll be sure to browse. Do you have any milk for sale?
Not today, sorry.
Goodbye.
Ta-ra, miss.
Okay, gucken wir mal, ob wir Milch bekommen vom Hof. Von Mr. Bryden war das genau. Die ganzen Namen, das kann ich mir nicht so schnell merken. Fragen wir ihn vielleicht einfach direkt.
What do you want?
Do you have any fresh milk going spare?
If you can get any milk out of old Eunice, you're welcome to it.
Eunice?
Me goat. Good luck.
Cooler Name. Das ist ja nett, dankeschön. Aha. Versuchen wir es mal, aber ich glaube nicht, dass das erfolgreich sein wird. Braves Mädchen. Hallo Eunice.
All right, we are doing this.
Hä? Ist sie deswegen so grantig, die Ziege, weil sie den Bruder da hat hängen sehen?
I'm not sure what that was.
Eine Vision?
I don't know what's happening to me. All this superstitious nonsense must be getting to my head.
Vielleicht ist die Ziege so wie bei Ich sehe tote Menschen. Ihr wisst schon, der Film mit Bruce Willis. Vielleicht kann er uns doch helfen. Hm? Ist doch seine Ziege.
Well, did you get any milk out of her?
I tried, and failed miserably.
She's a temperamental beast.
Ja.
Perhaps you could milk her for me?
I'd like to help you, lass, but I've just had a flare-up in me joints. I've worked myself too hard this morning. I couldn't bend down to save myself.
Is there anything I can do to help?
My
Rheuma?
wife would say I'm beyond any help. I'm certain of that. But if you know of any remedies for aching joints, please send them my way.
I'll see what I can do, Mr. Bryden.
I'll go to rest for a while. Ta-ra now.
Okay, dann fragen wir doch die Hexe.
Daddy, I have something for you. I do hope you remember it. I've taken great care of it. I'll fetch it for you now, all right? I have a surprise for Daddy.
Ach, traurig, echt.
Daddy, you must remember this.
Ach.
The day that started it all. It's the red urn you buried in the garden for me. My first ever excavation. Where should I put it? Mother took away all the knickknacks that used to sit on these shelves. The pot might look nicer a little closer to the light anyway.
Dann.
Perfect. It will catch the light from your lamp so nicely. There. I'm going to become a great barrow digger just like you.
Da freut sich
I
bestimmt.
hope the pot reminds you of those adventures we had together when I was a child, and how thankful I am for everything you've taught me. Now I must tell you about my visit to Pallinghurst. I found an arrowhead.
Oh.
Good day.
Yes?
Mal die Augen sauber.
Do you know of any remedies for aching joints?
You're too young to be suffering from this, surely.
It's for someone else, Mr. Bryden.
Yes, yes. I know just the poultice.
Capital. May I have some?
Well, I don't have the ingredients, I'm afraid.
What do you need to
Das
make
wäre auch
it?
zu einfach, ne?
It's a simple blend made of natural elements. Elderflower and flirtwort. I can make the poultice for you if you bring me these things. Then it just needs to be applied directly to the joints. That should ease his burden.
Thank you. Where can I find some flirtwort?
Flirtwort is not commonly found around Bewley. It's a perennial shrub that bears small white flowers. You might find some growing out on moors if you're lucky.
Thank you.
Kleine weiße Blüten. Kleine weiße Blüten. Im Moor eventuell. Und
Where can I find some elderflower?
There used to be quite a few elder plants growing here in Herne Wood, but they've long since gone.
na super.
Nowadays, you might find the shrub growing within a hedgerow or a private garden.
I see. What does elderflower look like?
Elderflowers are small, white, and grow in clumps on the elder shrub. Elder shrubs can grow in all shapes and sizes. Just look out for the clumps of tiny white flowers.
Also so Dinge mit kleinen weißen Blüten an einem Busch dran oder so. Ach Gott, das schreibe ich mir jetzt nicht auf. Okay.
Do you have any fresh milk going spare?
No, sorry.
Not to worry. Farewell.
Na gut, dann muss ich jetzt einmal überall durchlatschen und gucken. Oh, ein Fuchs. An dem Flüsslein waren ja Blümchen. Vielleicht haben wir ja Glück. Die hier.
This looks like it might be elderflower. This looks like it might be elderflower. I'll take some.
Ja. Gehen wir mal direkt hier und geben ihr die.
Good day. I have some elderflowers here.
Show me. No, this is not elderflower. It's cowbane. An easy mistake to make. The two look very similar.
Oh,
It's safe to eat, as long as you're not a cow. Very toxic to cattle.
where can I find some elderflower?
There used to be quite a few elder plants growing here in Herne Wood. Nowadays, you might find that
I see.
Also-
What does elderflower look like?
elderflowers are small, white, and growing elder shrubs can grow in all.
Okay. Also in der Stadt. Das wollte ich jetzt nicht. Habe ich versehentlich. Wo habe ich da drauf gedrückt? Aufs Windows, auf die Windows-Taste. Gut, gehen wir. Vielleicht gibt's das hier irgendwie. Oh,
Excuse me, Miss Bateman. I'm in something of a hurry. Farewell. God knows when we shall meet again. Which work is that quote from?
Romeo and Juliet. Oh, he's gone.
okay. Bei den Gräbern. Nee, da waren auch keine Blumen. Bei ihm gab es auch nichts. Hä? Hatten die nicht ein Kirchentreffen? Ah. Miss
Mrs.
Clancy.
Duplancy is a kind, God-fearing woman.
Das sind natürlich andere.
Good day to you, pet.
Hello, Mrs. Duplancy.
If you're looking for Father Roach, he won't be back until tomorrow.
Where is Father Roach?
You might have noticed the good father has a green thumb. He's gone to visit his friend in the countryside to purchase some seedlings for his tower garden.
Aha.
Where is Father Roach's tower
So
garden?
ein Zufall.
Why, on top of St. Edmund's, of course. He's got a lovely collection of cuttings up there. You'll have to ask him to show you.
It does sound rather pleasant. It's a shame he's not around.
Well, he does have a spare key for the tower door somewhere.
Do you know where Father Roach keeps his spare key?
No, that's his business. If I did know, I'd fetch it myself and take you up there.
Not to worry.
I do recall him saying he hid it outside somewhere. For safekeeping, like. Were it in the graveyard? Oh, I don't know. Best wait till he gets back, pet.
Die Zeit habe ich nicht.
I found out my father visited Bewley some 25 years ago. William Bateman, perhaps you remember him?
Bateman? William Bateman? I remember a William Baldwin. He were a right miserable sod.
My father was only in Bewley briefly, from what I understand. I'm trying to piece together what he was doing here.
You'll have to ask him. I don't recall anyone of that name.
My father took part in an excavation at Hobbs Barrow. Do you recall the excavation?
I concern myself only with matters related to the church. I'm sorry I can't be more helpful.
What do you make of these stones?
They are not Christian. I'm certain of
Nee,
that.
wohl nicht.
I agree. Much older, I feel.
Older than Christianity? Oh, the youth of today.
Als wäre das nicht möglich, so, ne?
These box pews are most unusual. I've never seen any quite so tall.
Ja, das tut
We
weh.
Bewley folk like our privacy. Many of the pews are owned by individual families.
Some might accuse you of hiding secrets.
Now, pet.
I jest.
At my age, it's hard to climb in and out of them. I'd rather stand.
Does the name Saxnot mean anything to you?
Is that a village near Erdlaw?
No, never mind. Do you have any fresh milk going spare?
I don't, pet.
Ja, ich trage
Not to
einfach so
worry.
zufällig
Thanks for your time.
eine Kanne Milch
Lord
mit mir
be
rum.
with you.
Okay, also er hat den Schlüssel draußen versteckt. Also entweder hier, Memorialplex, aua, aua, aua. Ah, scharfe Krallen. Oder, naja, wohl kaum in einem frischen Grab.
William Paxton, modest and gentle of heart. Here lies Elizabeth Farnaby.
Ich kann ich mir irgendwie nicht vorstellen bei den
Samuel
Gräbern.
Bryden. Death is only a shadow across the path to heaven.
Ach, das ist das Grab von dem Bruder, der sich erhängt hat.
Joseph Davis. Here lies Margaret Tillett, beloved mother, wife and sister.
Die Mutter von Arthur.
John Purchase, dearly beloved husband of Florence. Forever in light, Anne Kemp. In memory of Millicent Smith. In memory of Henry Crozier. In memory of Benjamin Garkham. In memory of Romeo Hegg, dearly missed by his beloved Juliet. This plaque is surrounded by cracking plaster.
Aha.
It would take me a month of Sundays to scratch.
Okay, dann haben wir doch.
I
Das
think I
hier.
can chip away at this plaster. There's a key behind here.
Tada.
This has to be Father Roach's spare.
Okay, dann können wir doch jetzt endlich da hoch, nehme ich mal an.
Capital.
Capital. Ich muss ja mal an Großbuchstaben denken, als sie das sagt. Da sind sie ja auch. Das war doch auch klar, ne?
Wild garlic, fennel, corn mint, borage. Quite the collection. A small label on the pot reads Flirtwort. This is just what I need.
Dann nimm.
This is just what I need.
Zack. Sie sehen aus wie Spiegeleier. Okay, ich glaube, das war es auch, ne? Ja. Aber hübsch, so ein bestimmt gute Sonneneinstrahlung. Also für die Pflanzen ist das gut zum Wachsen.
I should put the key back.
Okay, und jetzt...
There. I hope that stays on.
Sehr gut. Und... Ja, Jane.
It's only thanks to Jane that I've gotten as far as I have in this enigmatic place. Hello, Jane.
Miss, watch me juggle.
Na, nicht schlecht.
Very impressive.
I can juggle even more apples.
Dann nimm noch den mit dem Wurm.
I dare you to juggle an extra apple.
Das erschreckt sie bestimmt.
Yuck, a worm!
Ja.
The box is full of various sprouts and onions. Nothing particularly tempting.
Okay. Warum passiert das jetzt? Muss die irgendwie abgelenkt werden? Was hat sie denn da für
This looks
Herbs?
like elderflower to me.
Aha, deswegen.
This looks like elderflower to me.
Ja, aber ich habe keine Kohle, ne?
Good day.
Fresh produce?
Is that elderflower you're selling?
Aye. Perfect for teas and tinctures?
Any good for sore joints?
Aye. Penny a bunch?
I'm afraid I don't have any money.
Sorry, miss. Does it look like I'm running a charity?
Can we work something out? A trade, perhaps?
I deal in cash only, miss. No coin, no elderflower. What do you take me for?
Goodbye.
Ta-ra, miss.
Alles klar. Krieg ich nochmal einen Apfel von dir?
Good day.
How did you like your apple?
I'm afraid it is rather rotten, sir.
Hey up. That's slander, that is. Don't you be going round telling folk I'm handing out rotten apples.
Wie wär's, wenn du mir noch einen gibst?
Good day.
Freshly picked. Selling them at a... Would Miss like to buy some?
No, thank...
Oh, scheiße.
Sacks of apples and cabbages. They've all seen better days.
Moment. Dann lade ich mal. So, und dann mache ich das nochmal. Ich habe doch jetzt den Apfel noch, ja, okay. Wie soll man das denn sonst machen, wenn man keinen Apfel mehr kriegt?
This looks like elderflower to me. Good day.
Fresh produce?
Ich spreche einfach nochmal.
Is that any good?
Vorsichtshalber
penny
mit
a
ihr
I'm afraid I
drüber.
don't...
Sorry, miss.
Can we...
No, what do you
Goodbye.
Ta-ra, miss.
Okay, also dann machen wir das jetzt nochmal. Reden wir mal mit Jane.
Hello, Jane.
Miss, watch me juggle.
Du süße Maus.
Very impressive.
I can juggle
Gut, dann kriegst du jetzt mal den
I
Wurmigen.
dare you to juggle an...
easy.
So, und jetzt. Schnell, schnell,
Look,
schnell.
a worm.
Ah,
Oi, put those back.
hä?
Sorry.
Oi, put
Hä?
those back.
Sorry.
Ach, da hinten ist der.
You'll pay for any damaged goods.
Sorry, miss.
Da ist er ja, der Apfel. Ach, so soll das nochmal. Gut. Wie funktioniert das?
I dare you to...
Easy.
Muss ich dahinter gehen oder so?
Oi, put those back.
Sorry.
You'll pay for any damaged goods.
Sorry, miss.
Ach, kann ich die vielleicht austauschen?
Hello again, little...
Okay, versuchen wir es nochmal.
I dare you to juggle an extra apple.
Easy.
Klar, es bleibt natürlich ein ganz großes Loch über.
Look, a worm.
Das fällt dir dann natürlich sofort auf. Gut, dann tauschen wir Cowbane mit den... Ha. Yay, das hat geklappt. Dass dir das nicht auffällt.
I managed to swap them without her noticing.
Okay. Gut, dann gehen wir jetzt zu Mildred und geben ihr die Sachen.
Good day. I have the ingredients you asked for.
Wonderful. Hand them over. There you go. Tell Mr. Bryden to apply this poultice to the area in question. It works wonders.
Thank you very much.
Supi. Und ab geht's zu Mr. Bryden.
Yes?
I've got a poultice for your joints, Mr. Bryden. It was prepared by Mildred Walker.
Who?
You may know her as Mother Mildred.
Oh, thank you, lass. That Mildred knows what she's doing. I should have thought to see it myself.
She said to apply it directly to where the pain is. It should work very swiftly.
I'll give it a try. Oh, that did the trick, lass. I feel like a lad of 20 again.
Sehr schön.
I suppose you'll
Das
be
freut
wanting me
mich
to
für
milk
dich.
old Eunice for you in return.
If you don't mind, I'd appreciate it.
A fair exchange. Stand well back, lass.
Believe me, I'm not coming an inch closer.
Ist ja gut.
There
Ist
you
ja
are,
gut.
lass. Some fresh milk.
Sehr schön.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bryden.
Klasse. Dann...
I'll let the worm enjoy his new home.
Okay, dann nehmen wir den nicht mehr. Oh, das ist ein rothaariger Typ. Ich würde mal sagen, ich speichere hier mal. Und beim nächsten Mal geben wir dann der Magd die Milch und vielleicht lernen wir dann eure Lordschaft kennen. Gespannt, gespannt wie immer. Ich hoffe, es hat euch gefallen. Hey, Mausi, wenn es euch gefallen hat, dann lasst mir doch einen Daumen hoch da. Vielleicht ein Abo, wenn ihr Bock habt. Ich würde mal sagen, wir sehen uns beim nächsten Mal mit der Milchmagd. Tschüss. Und auch wieder haust du ab, ne?